What is happening, everybody? Hope everybody's doing great. Appreciate everybody watching and all the new subscribers and all, gosh, the comments. I can't keep up with them now. I'm trying. I hope everybody's enjoying these totally stupid and poorly made videos of me at the auction test driving cars. But it really is the best I can do because the dealers are just swarming out there trying to get test drives in before the cars roll across the auction block, and it's just kind of crazy. And it's early in the morning, so the sun's always in the bad position for filming when headed to the test track. But I appreciate everybody watching and commenting. I hope everybody is somewhat enjoying it. Anyway, I've had several people reach out to me about the Saab. You know, the only video I guess I did was the little test drive at the auction and then a little freeway clip. And I've yet to do a real, you know, kind of like walk around. So here it is, been to the car wash. I've done a little touch-up paint. And this is kind of the, you know, I haven't polished her, which I want to do. But this is just kind of a through the car wash, kind of basic walk around. And just kind of show you what good shape the car's in for 2011. 130, I think it's got 137,000 on it now. But y'all, I got this thing for 3,000 bucks. And it is just a whole lot of car for 3,000 bucks. I mean, and especially since I sold the old wagon and everybody told me I sold it too cheap, and I probably did because I had 150 freaking messages about that thing when I listed it for sale. But I sold it to a kid over in North Alabama and he was in love with it. He's kind of like old 80s Japanese cars he's into. He's got old 200 SX turbo, and gosh, it seemed like he had an old 300Z that he's restoring. You know, he's just a car guy. So he was tickled to death to do a Saab. So I was glad he got it, and he's already, you know, sent me messages and pictures, and he's done brakes, he's done a valve cover gasket, spark plugs. I mean, he's just been working on it and fixing it up, which that's great, and that'll keep that car living long. But I think my wife has kind of gotten over the fact she lost the wagon because she loves this car. And you know, it's just 3 years newer, but it is so much better, so much better. It doesn't have the valve issue with the head, or at least not yet. I hope it doesn't ever have it. It doesn't, the wagon needed, I guess it was starting to need axles or maybe CV joint or something. It wobbled really bad when you accelerated. And this car is just rock solid, steady, smooth, no vibration. I mean, it's just, it drives like a new one. It really does. And it was a one owner with all the service records on the Carfax. And you know, you just can't beat that. Everything works on it except one thing, and I'll show you that in a minute. It's got cold AC, and it's even got new Pirellis. Look at that. Pirelli, how do you say it? Cinturatos. Man, knee deep in tread. You know, the headlights look good. Now, there is some clear coat chipping that I'm kind of concerned about. I thought it was watermarks at first, but it's actually the clear coat is bubbling up and chipping. And I had a clear coat failure up here on the roof, which I got some Saab touch-up paint. You can probably see it. It comes in a spray can, and you just kind of spray it on there. Now, I could have sanded and done all this crap, but I was like, I just want to cover up the white spot. So that's what I did. I hit it with Nocturne Blue. Comes in a spray can. You get it from paintscratch.com, and it makes it look, you know, 80 to 90% better. Just don't get too close and start looking around. But the rest of the paint everywhere else is pretty good. I need to buff a little scratch out right here. There is, typical car wash swirling that I'm going to buff out. Only body damage is this little spot right here. Don't know if you can see that, but there's just a little tiny bump right here. And not real sure what happened there. There's an outward bump and an inward. Kind of weird, but hardly noticeable. And of course the car is just, the inside is clean. I haven't vacuumed it. This is exactly how I got it from the auction. Haven't done crap except running through the car wash. And it needs to be vacuumed. Got a little dog hair that my son somehow has tracked in the car. Just, minor little imperfections on the seats. But we've already got crumbs starting to show up. The driver's seat's pretty good shape. Dash, all the buttons look good. They're not worn down. These door handles are starting to peel a little bit. But that's not too bad either. I mean, hell, you can't complain. 11 years old. This one's almost finished peeling. And when it does, it's a nice piano black finish. So when that stuff's done, you'll at least have something there that's not ugly. The driver's seat does have a little cracking starting to show up. But there's no tears, no holes. Just a little bit of typical wear for the age of the car. Let's pop the hood. She's kind of dirty under the hood. I need to do some cleaning under here. But she's a little dirty. You can see where a mechanic who maintained it ran synthetic in it, so that's good to know. But yeah, just a good bit of just kind of grime. And this car spent some time in, and here's one more spot I got to try and buff out. A little paint exchange right there. But yeah, this car spent time in Pennsylvania before coming down here. So I imagine a lot of this grime and kind of corrosion looking stuff is probably from up there. But the car doesn't have any rust. I mean, no rust at all. I looked all over the place. You can't find any. I actually like those wheels. They're a hell of a lot easier to clean than those 20 spokes that was on the damn wagon. Alright, let's crank her up. I'm going to show you guys the one thing that doesn't work. Now, if you had to guess what it is, what is it? Last time I filled up with gas, I reset the trip 117 miles ago. And we're sitting on dead E. Yep, that's right. Fuel sender. I got no gas gauge, man. No gas gauge. And there was no way for me to catch that before the auction, because every car at the auction, 90% of them are sitting on dead ass empty. I mean, it's like nobody trades in a car with gas in it. They traded in dead ass empty or close to empty. So I just assumed the car was empty, like all the other cars at auction that you drive. But nope, when I left, picked it up, got out of there, first thing I did was hit the gas station. No worky. Nope. So the seller in the auction got me on that one. But again, for $3,000, I'm tickled to death with this car. Got cold AC, good heated seats. Man, it's a nice day here in Georgia. Look at that, 76 degrees. Wow. It's just now lunchtime. I'm gonna close this sunroof up. Been enjoying the sunroof. It works great. Nice clean headliner. You know, that's always nice. You know, you can tell the one owner really had a gentle hand on this old girl. You know, didn't drive it hard, took care of it. I will say it was a female. Not that that makes any difference, but could make a difference. But she definitely drove it rather gingerly and didn't raise hell in it. The one thing that I really noticed on the interior between the 2008 and this 11, well, it's actually really the only thing I've noticed is the sport button is gone. And instead of sport, you got these little paddle shifters right here, okay? Let's pull out here. We'll go down here to my old 0 to 60 spot. So yeah, you just knock the transmission over to manual, and then you can paddle shift through the 5 gears. It's not worth it. It really isn't. This car is plenty quick. It feels just a touch slower than the wagon. But, you know, I don't know how that could be because, you know, it should be lighter than the station wagon since it's a sedan and it's newer. But maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe the turbo on that wagon was running extra wide open. I don't know. But this one is plenty quick enough. Okay, I got a car right behind me, so we're going to have to do this kind of touch and go. I'm going to stop in the middle of the road. Okay, this guy's flying up behind me to the floor. So, you know, she's still got the goods. Definitely. Still got the goods. I don't know. Just something about it. It seems like the wagon was always just a little more aggressive. It would spin the damn tires, and this one's a lot more, you know, smooth. The wagon was a little more raw. This car seems smooth. Like the transmission shifts smoother. The power delivery is smoother. So, you know, if it's slower, it's not by much. And I really don't give a shit because the trade-off is night and day difference, folks. Night and day difference. This car is so much more car than that wagon, even though it's less car. Now what I really want to find is an 11 wagon in this good a damn shape. That's really what I want to find now. You know, that would be just the perfect scenario. So anyway, we'll see. I've got the cop car and pal up for sale. That thing's been running perfect, man. Been slinging me back and forth to Tennessee and back every day to work. Been a good car. I threw it on Marketplace for $4,900. Had a lady that wanted to come look at it today at 1:30, but she said her husband changed his mind. So I said, well, that's fine. I'm kind of sitting on the fence about selling it, but I think I will sell it if I get the right buyer. And I'm going to track me down something. I need another E320 or another, like I said, a wagon and I need something else. Y'all tell me what I need. I need a Lexus. I need it's time. You know, it's been 3, 4, 6 months. It's time for something else, you know. That's the life of Joe. Hey, my old Volvo wagon lives right there. My old cross country, the 06. There it is. It lives right there. Go back a couple of years, you'll see some videos on it. And when I sold that thing 3 or 4 years ago, God, it had about 275,000 miles on it. There's no telling how many miles are on it now. But I'd take another one of those. I bought that sumbitch at auction for $1,000. And that's the best $1,000 that has ever been spent on a car. Alright, I'll let you guys go. This video's getting long as hell. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Please comment. I'm still trying to stay on top of them. But yeah, throw a comment down there. And my Saab guys, appreciate you hanging in there. And man, I love this new one, and I sure am glad I picked it up. I sure am glad. Oh, I don't know if I told y'all. Did I tell y'all about the 94X at auction? Saab 94X. Go to the Saab forums on Facebook. I posted some pictures. It's in Huntsville. The engine's been rebuilt because I think the timing chain broke. But the owner's real active in the Saab community, and he bought it brand new. Traded it in at the Mercedes dealership in North Alabama. Anyway, it's got me and my brother's interest. You know, there were only 622 of those, I think, that came to the States, and only 200 of them were Aero models, and this one is an Aero. And apparently it's green light, ready to go, good to go. But it no-sailed last week. It got up to about $9,200, which shocked me. I can't believe it actually went that high. But we're gonna try again. Me and my brother are gonna go after it maybe this week. 2011 Saab 94X. That was the last minute SUV that came out. That's based off the Cadillac SRX. But anyway, I'm rambling now. I digress. Y'all have a good day. We'll see you next time. Peace.